This ever happened to you? Probably so. Happens to all of us. This practice will be 20 minutes on everything you need to do to take the crick out of your neck. Usually when I do these things, my pain reduces by 80%, sometimes 100. So over the course of this 20 minutes, you'll get some really great relief. And even if you don't have a crick in your neck right now, you can prevent one and also lengthen that spine and neck. So let's get started. We're gonna have our feet wide, and you know these arm swings that we do, right? Well, we're gonna do them a little tilted today. So one arm, you're gonna tilt your head away from that arm and just let the arm swing. And of course, like all of our practices, we're gonna breathe in and out of the nose. Long, smooth breaths. And then let's slowly, gently let the arm go. Bring the head back to neutral and take it over to the other side. Long, smooth breaths. Now it's likely that even if you don't have a crick in your neck, you feel one side's tighter than the other. So just notice if that's the case. And if it is, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the first side, if that was the side, or we're gonna do it again to that second side. So if you aren't sure which one, or you're about even on either side, I want you to kind of split this in half. And so what I'll do is I'm gonna say we're about halfway there. And that's when you'll switch if you're even on both sides. Halfway there. And just gently bring your head back to the center. Turn your head all the way to the right and all the way to the left. We're going slow with this motion, this movement. Slow, slow, slow. We'll do it one more time. And then next we're going to tilt to the right, to the left, to the right again, to the left again, and then back to the center. Coming into a forward fold, putting your ribs on your thighs. Bend your knees as much as you need to make that happen. And notice how your head doesn't want to relax completely. Let it go. Really let it go. Now let it go 10% more. Shake your head no. On this next breath, let go 10% more. Keep your ribs resting on your thighs. Rock into your hands. So that probably means your heels are going to come up off the floor a bit. And you put weight into those hands. Shoulders feel strong, arms feel strong. Hold. And then come out and come all the way to standing. Next one, grab your strap. We're about to get into the really good juicy stuff. So we're gonna take that strap back and forward. And remember not to bend your elbows. So if you need to bend your elbows on any of this, like this, what we're gonna do is just come to your stopping point and release. Does no good to bend those elbows, but it does a whole lot of good to go to your stopping point. Good, slowly, gently release. Twist a couple of times to each side and get the lower part of the spine a little bit loose as well. And let it go. Okay, let's get onto the floor and grab yourself a block. I'm gonna put the block over here on the mat, and you're gonna put your head on the block like a pillow. So lie down, push the back of your head into the block. You can have your legs on, but you could also have your feet on the floor, knees up. It's up to you. Push through the back of your head and exhale, lift your shoulder blades off the floor. and roll your head gently to the right and to the left. And what you want to do is you want to go real slowly here, because this is where the work is. I know you can feel that through the back of your neck. You're going to feel a little bit of work in those muscles. This is helping to realign, kind of put back in place any vertebrae that may be misaligned a little bit. In my case, I had my head right up against the headboard. I have no idea why, but you know, sometimes you wake up and you're on your stomach and your head's been turned to the side for 8 hours, or perhaps there's just like a little pinched nerve in the back of the upper back or the neck. Either way, it makes no difference. All of these exercises are good for that specifically. We're going to do this one more time to each side, and then we're going to let it go, putting your shoulder blades, resting them down on the floor, and then pulling this block out from behind the head. All right, so now what we're going to do is keep the head where it is. So it's going to look up at the ceiling, and we're going to take the knees over to the side. We're going to do a little twisting, and then just look now away from your knees. So your knees are going to the right, your chin is going to the left. And you just kind of stop where it feels good. And then we're going to take the knees over to the other side, put them on the floor, look. I'm going to put this out of my way. Now this time when I take my knees, I'm going to take my knees up and over to the other side. I'm going to look to the right, or sorry, to the left. I'm going to take my left arm and reach it up overhead. And then I'm going to take my knees up and over to the other side, right arm up. All right, one more time, those knees come up and over. Part your knees a little bit as you come up so that you don't tweak your SI joint. And then other side. Excellent. Roll all the way to your side, and we're going to push into a down dog. So you want to use your shoulders a little bit here, because when we have shoulder strength, you're going to notice, you're going to get like the stretchiness in the neck. So as you're here, take your shoulders, move them apart from one another so that they don't have any pressure on the neck, right? And then from here, you want to tilt your chin towards your chest and over to your left. Keep those shoulders spread wide apart so they don't scrunch up towards your neck. The most common thing in a down dog I see is people squeeze those shoulders into the neck, and it creates a whole heck of a lot of neck tension. Now we're going to switch to the other side. So your head is going to tilt the chin in and over to your right. One more time. Chin tilts into the chest and over to the left. Keep those shoulders apart. I know it's gonna pull. It's a neck stretch. And then one more time, other side. Chin in and to the right. And then take the head back to the center. Gently just wiggle it like you're saying no, like you're shaking your head no, so that you really, really relax and release the tension in the muscles of the neck. And then gently bring your knees down to the floor. All right, we're gonna have a seat on the block, and we're doing a second block. So have a seat, and then grab the second one right over here. And as we sit down, we're gonna put this block behind the head. So we have our elbows squeezing in, our chin coming down towards the chest, and we're gonna roll the chin way over to the right and then way over to the left. We go slowly so that we have to kind of, I guess, notice is the word, or feel a stretch through all of those striations along those neck muscles. I know you feel that. It feels quite nice, right? All right, one more time, each side. Don't forget to breathe with me. And then when we come back to the center, we'll take the block out from behind the head. Now turn the head again. So we just normalize that neck and a little tilt on each side. All right, so things are starting to feel really nice. Now, let's get into it, another piece of this. So we're gonna do some dolphin poses. Dolphin, we don't put our head on the floor. Instead, we let the head drop, and really the magic of this is that we decompress the neck. So all of that's kind of pressing on that neck, we're gonna get some relief from that. So let's come into this position first. Put your elbows on the floor. And then I want you to pull your palms or flip your palms up toward the ceiling, and then take your palms out, but keep your elbows squeezing in. And then drop your head, just drop it. And then go from side to side a little bit, like you're doing a half neck roll. Now, I don't like half neck rolls, except in this position. You've got your neck adjusted a little bit differently with gravity. So there's not gonna be any crunchy sensation on the neck if you just do like a little half head roll. So think about making the bottom of the semicircle, the bottom half of the circle. And then flip those palms down and grab yourself a block. We use it as a spacer. Now, if you've been doing this for a long time and you know that your forearms stay parallel here, you're welcome to not use the block. Otherwise, we're gonna frame it with the thumb and the first finger and bring those hips up, We're pushing through the elbows. The head is not touching the floor, although your hair might be. You can't tell because my hair is on the floor here, but my head is not touching. So I'm pushing through the elbows, I'm pushing through the forearms. I'm taking some deep breaths, and I'm also kind of pushing my belly button back toward my thighs. I'm just letting the head completely hang. I'm gonna put my knees on the floor. All right, so we're gonna go through several versions of this. And then we're gonna do some ball work, and then we're gonna come back into this. Because this really is one of the money poses if you're having any neck issues. All right, so I'm gonna start with the blocks at 4 inches tall. I'm gonna put them on either side of my feet. And when I come into this, I'm gonna make sure that, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my palms up. So that I make sure I have external rotation of the shoulder. Really, really important for your neck. But also, what you wanna do is start to focus on pushing through those arms. So your head gets a little bit more dangly. Hips are a little bit more over the feet. Hold and breathe. And then you can set your knees on the floor and come out. Now I'm going to turn these up to 6 inches. If you felt like 4 inches was quite enough, and you don't want to go further, you can keep your blocks at 4 inches and do the same exercise with us. Here we go. If you're on this 6 inches, go ahead and step your feet down and then come out. Good, okay. Now you know where we're going, right? 9 inches. All right, now again, if 4 was enough for you, stay at 4. Do the exercise at 4 inches high. One more time. Step your feet off the blocks. Come out. We're going to put these off to the side. Okay, this is completely one of my favorite things that you can do for your neck. We're actually going to go upside down wall. So it looks like this. Actually, let me do it to the side. What I'm gonna do, and you have to have a lot of kick here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one leg up, I'm gonna kick it, and I'm gonna catch myself here. And you can also play with balancing if you wish on those forearms. My balance is a little off today. So when you're ready, come on out of that. And then feel your neck. Feel that neck. All right. We're gonna take these fascia balls. We're gonna pull them out. Man alive, that's like a whole world of difference. So what I'm gonna do with these, I've got these two fascia balls. I'm gonna use a block for this one. And I'm going to put one under each side or corner, like right where my neck and my shoulder meets. The neck, the shoulder meets right here. There's like a little corner. Each one goes in the corner. And then I slide this block up under my hips. I like it at a 6-inch high level. And I'm just gonna shift my shoulders around. So I like to kind of roll my shoulders a little bit. I kind of shift from side to side here. And I can also use, my arms kind of lifting my elbows, making circles, arms and shoulders moving gently. One more breath here, and we're gonna pull these out from underneath, and then pull the block out from underneath. We're gonna put that over to the side, and then put a ball under each, right in between the shoulder blade and the spine, right in between that shoulder blade and the spine. So here, man, especially if you have a pinched nerve, you may be right in the muscles that are kind of squeezing and contracting to get pinchy on the nerve. Now, from here, I might lift my hips up so I can move a little bit up and down so that I can just roll like an inch and find this really good spot that I want to be in. I love to do shoulder rolls, but here, you can do whatever feels best for you. So I really like to shoulder roll. I like to move my elbows out and in, and create, some different patterns, but you'll find emotion I really, really resonate with. You can repeat that as many times as you want and play around here. Free form. And then slowly, gently come out, pull each one of these out. And then what I'm gonna do is, now that I have that freedom, I'm gonna have a little bit better letting go and my dolphins. I'm gonna come back here and do one of these. And if you wanna put your feet on the blocks, actually that was my favorite way to do it because my head could really hang. I got some really great decompression. So I'm going to do one more of these. And I'm going to come gently off. And I'm going to lie flat on my back.
and stretch the legs out long for Shavasana. Rolling the shoulders open, pulling the shoulders down out of the ears, palms to the ceiling. Taking long, smooth breaths. And that was our practice for today. Keep this one in your back pocket for when you do have that crick in your neck and you need some really quick relief. I'll see you next time.